guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting right into it with removing the crystals off of my old set here. They're actually removing really difficult and I wasn't going to include this in the video, but I did decide to because this is reality. I used the Glitterbels glue on these and they stayed on remarkably, and I'm having a really hard time getting them back off here. I also want to say that everything you're seeing today has been sped up. Everything is at about double time, just so that I'm not keeping you here for 45 minutes or an hour. I don't know what length of videos you guys would prefer to see, but if you want to see longer videos, comment down below. I can do longer videos every once in a while. I can vary them. That's easy enough for me to do. So I'm coming in with a bit here that's actually more of a cuticle kind of bit, but I don't use it for that because it was really quite sharp and I just didn't like it. I had another one that I preferred. So I do use this one for kind of coming almost in under the crystals just to release that grab that the glue or whatever I've used at the time has on the crystal. And even sometimes when you push your top coat right up to the crystal, of course, you're not putting your top coat on, but when you push your top coat up to the crystal, this just allows me to kind of break that seal around it. So I do come in with that, and that does help some. And sometimes it honestly just peels the crystal off the back, which is enough as well that I can come in with my Atwood Orange Crush, because it's quite intense and I can just flip those off there. But I don't like doing that to my Atwood bit if I don't have to, because it does kind of hurt them a little bit. I'm using an old pair of nippers here, a pair that I hadn't used in a long time. As far as for cutting cuticle or anything, I kind of rotate them. So these are a crystal pair. They don't actually even come together anymore enough to be able to clip anything. I have a haul coming out next of just a, oh, I'm so sorry, that's my dog. There's a lot of construction going on lately around, and she's having a really hard time staying quiet for long enough for me to be able to do this. Anyhow, so I have a salon vlog style haul coming up. It might be this week, it might be next, it depends on editing, but it has a new pair of nippers in it, so stay tuned for that. So this is my Orange Crush bit. This is a mean bit. This is really grabby. I really love it, but it has to be run really high, really fast. If you have a client that's a real hand talker, that sometimes a client will bring down one hand on top of the arm that you're working on to make a point. And they don't think it's moving anything, and I understand that they don't think it's moving anything, but it does. And if you have somebody that periodically does that, you might either want to, number one, warn them, or number two, just not use it on them. Just use one of your nice, young nails or CanWest safety bits. Just go in with that, because this can sometimes be a little harsh. I love it, mind you. It's not a negative thing. It's just if you have somebody that moves around a little bit, you want full control over this bit. And you don't want a loose glove either, because it will catch them. I have done that. It terrifies everyone. No one gets hurt, but it's super scary. So I'm removing the Glitterbels color off of this. Now my Glitterbels here in Canada and the USA, you can purchase at thenailthrone.com, and you can use my ambassador code LiquidChrome for 10% off, because every little bit helps. So I'm removing these. There is a video of these. I believe it went out last week. So if you wanted to watch how these were done, I'm just removing down to the base clear, the base pink. I believe I have like a sheer pink on this, because I am going to be rebuilding over. This nail, I believe that acrylic is called Arabian Nights, and this was what inspired the entire set was what is on that ring finger. Those colors. Between Arabian Nights and Pink Crush is one of my favorites. I really, really love it. So this is a bit that I love using around the cuticle. I soon need to get another one. I believe it was a CanWest bit. I feel like I need to get better at writing things down when I realize it's become my favorite, when I realize I'm going to super love something that I've purchased just to try. I need to write that down so that I know where I've purchased it from, or at least what it's called. Now that dust brush, that is a favorite. That is a clear jelly stamper dust brush, and I love it. So the first acrylic I'm using is the C&D Metro, and it is called Sin City. It is black with a little bit of glitter in it. I don't have a Glitterbels black yet. Next I'm using Liquid Silver, which like top 10 fave there. I'm using Liquid Gunmetal, also a favorite. Silver Star. Snowdrops White, which I love. And Glass Slippers. So I'm just coming in with my glass slippers, and I'm going to just backfill a little bit so that I'm not putting the color straight on to the natural nail. Makes it easier to remove. I have used my Glitterbels metal board file to kind of straighten up my edges here. It has the reusable stick-on file to it. They're super, super cool. So if you haven't used those yet, you really, really should try them. I'm not using them on every client. I'm not using them in every instance, but I'm really loving the way that they give a really, really straight sidewall because they don't bend. They're metal and they do not bend. I'm also using my Glitterbels, I believe, number 12 brush here, which of course I do love. I use nothing on my channel that I don't love. If I don't love it, I tell you, and I try to tell you why. And if I'm using it, it's because I love it. I don't really dislike any product. I feel like there's a use for pretty well every product out there. So I'm just marbling these in. I kind of struggled with my marble for a half a minute there because the liquid silver really just goes so far, and it took me off guard because this is the first time I'd used it. In the end, it turned out to be one of my favorite marbles though. I'm just adding a little bit to it here. I tend to do this on my marbles. I lighten them up if I think they need it, or darken them down. Sometimes they need a little extra sparkle. It just depends. Now I am going to use glass slippers to encapsulate all of this because these color acrylics are not builder, they're not core. So they're not going to have the strength in them that I might want from them. Now this is my liquid silver showing itself again because I love it so much. I use it a few times throughout this set. I figured why not? So pretty. My snowdrops. A little ombre here. So if you have any questions, make sure to pop them down below. I will do my level best to answer everything. I love conversing with you guys, so anybody that wants to put anything down below, always do that. Always comment. It really helps a small channel like mine, on top of the fact that I really like to talk to you guys. I like to think that I upload on Mondays. That doesn't always happen. I do have a full clientele in salon, so sometimes things get really busy and I don't get to upload on a Monday, but I do try to Monday, if at Tuesday at the latest. Sometimes I get 2 videos out in a week. Those are pretty big weeks. But if you subscribe and hit the bell, that will keep you notified on when I do post. So again, my liquid silver, because I just can't get away from it. And my Sin City black. I really have a set in mind that I do want to try with the black. Once I get the Glitterbels black and the pink crush, I think there's something going on in my head there that I really think I need to try. So I'm going to encapsulate every nail here with my glass slippers clear to give the apex, to give them strength. I find this glass slippers really easy to use. Glass slippers, or not glass slippers, but clear acrylic in general, I've never overly enjoyed. So when I started trying to encapsulate, I thought, okay, this is going to be good. For whatever reason, I don't know whether it was being visual with it and not being able to exactly see where I'd spread. I don't know what the ordeal was, but clear acrylic was something that I never even purchased. Like if I had clear acrylic, it was from a sampler pack, and I might use it every once in a while to double dip into glitters to put on like dry glitter. Clear just wasn't something that I ever really used. So when I started using it here, I thought, okay, let's give it a whirl. But this glass slippers is just, it's really, the texture of it is amazing. Like I really love the texture of a plush kind of cover, a really good opaque cover acrylic, and this kind of has that texture to it. I really do love the consistency. I shouldn't say texture, the consistency of it, the viscosity of it. I really do enjoy it. I find it quick to work with too, and I do find it quick to dry, which I love because I work fast. And I'm not putting these on in one bead. I don't think I put any of these on in one bead, and that's okay. I do barely anything in one bead. If you happen to be watching someone else's tutorial video, everybody has their own opinion, so that's just what I'm basing this on. But don't feel the pressure to have to work with one bead. Some people do, and that's awesome. That's really cool that they can kind of make that happen within one pearl or one bead of acrylic. I absolutely do not, nor do I try to. Sometimes I put on so many that it's a bit much. But as long as they're the proper consistency, as long as they are not too dry, not too wet, as long as you're dipping in and you're using the proper liquid and the proper powder, you're fine, you're okay. You can put on as many beads as you need to put on. It's when they get a bit dry or a bit wet that you may have product breakdown down the road. But once you figure out where your brush needs to sit in the monomer and how much you need to take back out, you're good, you're fine. Now, the name of this drill bit has literally just left me. It's an Atwood bit. It's an Atwood bit, and I love it for things like this. I don't use it every day. I tend to use it on really long nails when I'm finished filing. It doesn't necessarily take any massive amount of bulk off. And I do still find I have to hand file afterwards. It's just a nice little start. I find it really, really cool to be able to chisel out around or form around my, I don't know where all these words are coming from today, form around my apex with this bit. I do really like it for that. And like I said, it is an Atwood bit. If any of you would like to know exactly what it is, comment down below and I will do the research and find out which one it is. And I do really, really enjoy it for being able to, I don't know, kind of take down bulk without worrying about taking down too much. And I will come in with my hand file after this and do just a little bit more tweaking. I wanted to talk about something that I seen last night that's been on my mind. I seen it on Facebook, I believe. And it was just talking about how everybody is into making the nail fluffy and pretty and nobody is really into the structure anymore. I could not agree with that more. You see posts, you see pictures, and I know that laws are different in different states and different countries, even different provinces. I understand that. Perhaps you don't need an education or need a certification in order to be able to work. I understand that. But the structure has really gone out of the nail. We're doing pretty nails, we're doing pretty things, and they are beautiful, but we're not focusing on structure anymore. We're not focusing on the education of the actual logistics of the nail. I just wanted to throw that out there because I do believe that to be so true. Passing on the education as a nail tech, if you have the education, passing it on is really the way to go. And if you're not sure about it, if you're not sure about an answer, if someone's asking about a greenie you see all the time on the nail and you're not sure about it, don't pass the information on. Please, guys, find the true information. And if you're not sure, really, it's best to not share. I think it could be, and I've heard about, it really isn't helping our industry any. So carrying on before I get into a really big rant, because this is what's happening, this is what happens, I am using my Pammy Picker Upper. I am using Swarovski crystals from Nail Art Supplies. It is Canadian, really fast shipping. I'm using my Glitterbels base glue that is like man, those crystals are not coming off of there. I tell you, I used these nails. I wore these nails to paint my entire house the weekend after I did these. Like, my entire house. And I think I lost 1 stone in all of my brush washing, in all of my opening cans of paint, and using my nail to like fix where I'd cut in badly. I lost 1 stone, and it was one of those little teeny tiny guys, little SS3s. So that has a lot to say about this glue. It really hangs on. So I've not top coated these nails. I come in, I put my crystals on. My placement is just kind of wherever. Here I didn't plan these out. I actually didn't plan the nails at all. I just rolled with it, which is generally what I do. I do a lot of winging it. I like winging it. If I plan too much, I always feel I'm disappointed. So I do tend to wing things. I admire people that can plan out a set of nails. So the Pammy Picker-Upper I won from Christy Meakin. I really like it. I do find it's a bit sticky sometimes. Like sometimes it just isn't going to let go of that crystal. But I've kind of worked my way around that a little bit. I have a crystal katana as well. I don't really like one over the other per se, although I do find the Pammy Picker-Upper easier to hang on to because it is smaller in dimension. So I got a crystal where I didn't want it. I'm currently trying to pick it off. You know, this is real life. I was going to cut that out, and I was like, no, I need to add that in there. So please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Again, comment, guys, please comment. I love to hear from everybody. I'm going to use my Glitterbels No Wipe top coat, not over the crystals, but just over the nail and up in around the crystals, which gives such a super shine. This is the best top coat. Again, through painting my whole house and washing brushes and whatnot, this stayed shining clear through to the end. Really love it. So I hope you guys all have a great week. This video should go up on a Monday. And again, comment, subscribe, please like. Every little bit helps my channel, and I am really bound and determined to make the channel grow this year. Thanks for watching.